Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ask Jameen. I'm Nicci Willis, and
I'm Jameen.
And today's question is: are we running out of water? Here we go. So before we get started today, I want to remind you to make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that button down there in the corner, and hit the bell so that you are notified every time we upload new content. All right, babe, are we running out of water? Okay, so if you live here, you might have received something that looks like this. Hold on, this is how they do it.
Where is here? Where is here?
What, in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh. You messed up my, that's what it looks like. Okay, so it says, Lake Mead water supply update. Feds demand states cut water use. So the federal government has directed the states that share the Colorado River, which Nevada does, to reduce their use of the river by 2 to 4 million acre feet by next year to help preserve sinking water levels in Lakes Powell and Lake Mead. This mandate is in addition to last year's federal shortage reductions. Now, this is the largest reduction of water use ever ordered in the Colorado River and represents, on the high end, nearly 1/3 of the water usage of the entire river system. 1/3, guys. All right, so Southern Nevada shares the Colorado River with 6 other states and Mexico. So they are mandating all of the states that share the river, including Nevada. Okay, so let's talk about it. Are we running out of water? The short answer is yeah. Yeah, we are. There is a big, giant bathtub ring around Lake Mead right now, and it's not getting any better. Yeah. So, okay, here's another fact. It's not a fun fact, but this is, it's not a fun fact at all. But Lake Mead has dropped over 170 feet since the year 2000 and more than 24 feet so far this year. So that means, obviously, if it's on track, I mean, we are in June right now. So if it's on track, we could be looking at a 50-foot drop in total just for 2022. Mm-hmm. So yes, we are running out of water, but they are putting things in place for us to reduce water usage. So here are some things that they have mandated for us residents to reduce water usage. So they put it on the back here, and I'm gonna show it to you because it looks like that. So we have, and this was already in place before these restrictions have taken place, but there is a mandatory watering system that everyone must be on. So in the winter time, there's a certain number of days and times in the days that you can water. Same with spring, summer, and fall, okay? Mm-hmm. So beginning September 1st, you can only water 3 days a week. That's it. You can't water anything else or any other day.
That's easier to manage when you have an irrigation system, mm-hmm. because you can put it on the timer. Most people do early morning and late nights.
Right.
But you can put the irrigation system on a timer.
Yeah, and then coming from the Midwest, we understand you don't water in the middle of the day. If you water in the middle of the day, then your flowers and your grass wakes up and they're standing straight up. And here, especially here with the sun being so hot, it will burn your grass up much faster when you water during the middle of the day. So it's best if you water early in the morning or late at night. That's a fun tip from a green thumb. Okay.
I thought it was because it makes it like a magnifying lens, like the water and the sun burns things because it makes it like a...
That's what you heard? It could be. I just know like the strength of the sun
Oh yeah.
during that time when everything's open, because nature opens up, to the water to receive the water. While it's open, it's getting burnt up.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, or
Probably
it could be the or it could be the magnifying glass. It's a combination. All right. So the next thing that they want residents to do, for lack of better words, y'all, they want snitches. They want y'all to tell on people.
Snitches get stitches.
Okay, this is not a laughing matter, by the way. He just said snitches get stitches, and it made me laugh. But they do want you to report water waste at snwa.com. So if you see a repeat violator,
water Karens, is that a thing?
Yeah, they want you to be a water Karen. That's probably not nice either, but they do, y'all. But you can actually get fined up to $5,000, especially if you're a repeat offender. So here's the thing: instead of snitching, mind your own business and only water when you are supposed to. Do not overwater or anything like that. Just do what you're supposed to do.
Mind your own water.
Mind your own water. Mind your own business and your water. Okay, the third one that they are saying that will help reduce water is to remove turf grass that you're not using. This was interesting to me because I always thought that turf grass was a water saver, not a water waster. But they're telling people to remove turf grass if you're not, remove the turf grass that you are not using. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I know a lot of landscapes have turf, especially in the backyards. But in the front yard, sometimes you'll see turf. And then on the flip side of that, you'll also see the rocks. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably what they want to happen. Henderson just made a mandate that they are essentially taking out all of the trees and all the lush greenery in all the parks and landscape around the city. So, we live and do work in Henderson. So it's kind of sad to see that go, because that was one of the reasons why we moved to Henderson, because it was so green and so lush. But I think they are, because of the whole water shortage, it's gonna kind of look a little bit more like Summerlin with the desert landscape and the rocks and boulders and all that stuff. And I mean, it's cute. Don't get me wrong. It's cute.
Just less green.
It's going to be less green, but there are irrigation systems all over. So I kind of get it. When we're on our walks, when we're on the trails, especially the paved ones that are more manicured, you can see, the water, sprinkling or doing its thing or irrigating. I don't know what you call it, but you can see it happening. Yeah. So if they're just rocks and boulders, then you wouldn't have to worry about that. So this is going to be taking place over the next 5 years. And by 2027, all the city of Henderson will have a more desert-like landscape. So if you were going to move to Henderson because it's so green and so lush and you see so many trees, just know that hopefully that's not your number one reason, because it's going to be changing. It's going to be changing a lot, though.
It's still green. It's going to be less trees. They're not getting rid of grass. They're getting rid of trees and
no, they're getting rid of desert landscaping, for real.
But there's still grass in parks and.
Oh yes, but we've already started seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully that's not
green. More green, just less green.
It's definitely gonna be less green. But if you are a current resident, make sure that you heed these things. Make sure that you mind your business and your water. We don't need water Karens. That is not what we're promoting here. But definitely mind your water. And it's going to, in order for the lakes to fill back up, in order to preserve what we already have and reduce the bathtub ring, if you will, it's going to take all of us to, fix this and to preserve and not waste so much water. So
better to have water than green. Yeah, it's kind of a trade-off. Would you rather want water?
We want water. I mean, but we are in the desert, so you know what I mean? And a lot of stuff that we have is man-made.
Yeah, you may not like it, but it's very important. If you have to think, you know, in other places, if you have a sprinkler system, that's like a luxury. Here it's almost a necessity.
I mean, yeah, if you're gonna have
your things up,
right, if you're gonna keep your landscape up, you gotta water it. Because I mean, and right now, fun fact, this is more fun. Well, not if it's flooding, but it's monsoon season right now. So between July and September in Las Vegas, it's monsoon season. So yes, hottest days of the year, but also you could run into a severe storm, flash floods, and all the things. And you might be saying, well, isn't that refilling the lakes? Yes, it's refilling them, but you're talking, you know, storms that don't really last that long. You know, when we think,
it's been more.
Yeah, but like they don't,
so hopefully,
you know, us being from Cincinnati, it could rain for days. You know what I mean? Like it can rain for, you know, 3 or 4 days straight. It's not like that here. You know, it's on and off. It's spotty. You know, it might rain a lot maybe it might rain a lot in the mountains, but you know, once it reaches here, it kind of just evaporates. So it's not filling up more than what we're using.
Right.
And that's the problem. So we want to do our part. We want to mind our business and mind our water. And we want to make sure that you guys are aware, especially if you are a homeowner, to make sure you have an irrigation system. If not, make sure you call somebody that can, you know, put your yard, if you will, on an irrigation system so you won't get fined. We do not want any of our viewers getting fined. But that's pretty much, you know, that's just what you have to do in order to live here.
I just have one question.
Yeah.
What about the Bellagio fountain?
People always ask that question.
But
But
they
don't know
do
how.
recycle that water because
Yeah.
it goes down and then they filter it back up. But still,
And who knows? That could be, you know, they could be getting shower water. I don't know. We need to find that out. If you work at the Bellagio, now we know a lot of people now. So if you work at the Bellagio, or if you know somebody that works at the Bellagio or MGM or whatever, somebody that knows what happens, definitely let us know and give us the details. We won't put you on unless you want to be on. But we want to know where the Bellagio gets that water from.
It's a lot of water.
It's a lot.
And
it's really
when
cool.
you go in subdivisions with like the waterfalls and
Yeah.
the fountains that they have, it's a lot of water too.
It's a lot of water. But I mean, we want some things to look nice and pretty. Yeah, you're right. They're just making us do all the work and they're not doing, who knows? This is why we need to find out. We need to do some more investigations. All we want to do is make sure that y'all are not getting in trouble, that you're not getting fined, and that we are all doing our part to save the bathtub ring.
A part too short, like where the water comes from.
Where the water comes from. Anybody can get us in the Bellagio and we can do a nice, cool investigation. That would be awesome. So we can find out where this water comes from. Maybe it's like shower water and they don't really want to tell us. It's disgusting. Anyway, guys, well, this was super short and super quick, but wanted to give you that update on Lake Mead. If you are a resident here, please take heed and save the bathtub ring in Lake Mead. That rhymed. Did you hear it?
I did.
Okay.
Got it.
So definitely take heed, guys, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.